All right, welcome to Burn the Ship. Thank you for coming, both of you. First of all, I appreciate it very much. This is the podcast where we connect entrepreneurs with professionals that can help you go all in on your business. We want to talk to people that have walked the walk, talked the talk, and experienced all of those things that we experience as entrepreneurs and small business owners. We want to connect those to, the next generation of entrepreneurs. So, why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves? Tell us a little bit about yourselves and your business.
So I'm Stephanie Gargiulo, and I started Psalter Co. And Colt, mainly, you do real estate, but I've kind of pulled you into all this.
Go ahead and talk about you for a second.
I pulled you into this, but
right.
yeah.
I'm Colt Kelly, and I do real estate.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, tell me a story. I'm curious. And what does your business do before we go into the story mode?
Interior decorating. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So tell you the story of how it started?
Yeah, I'm curious.
Okay. So, how I got the name and then how it started, or does it matter?
Just tell me a story. Yeah. Oh, lean your mic back a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah. The other way.
The
Lean
other
it back. Lean it back a little more.
Like that.
Yeah, I love it. All right.
Brother.
Yeah.
Okay. So it kind of started and evolved back when I was in college. And my mom had terminal brain cancer. And basically, I was struggling just to finish school. And I know this sounds just strange, but out of nowhere, like, these white feathers kept appearing everywhere, like falling. And one was in my fried chicken, and then one was in the restroom. They would fall on my car in the interstate, and I would collect them. I have jars full of white feathers. And then at this point, fast forward a year later, my mom passed at that point, and I was moving out of an apartment, finishing up my last year of college. And I found a letter from her, and on the top of it was a white feather. And I was like, what? I've never seen this before. And it said, I hope you find this when you need it most. And so I was like, that's crazy. And I was like, what is this white feather thing? So then I just kept researching, and that's when I found the Bible verse, Psalms 91:4, which is, he will cover you with his feathers, and there under his wings you will find refuge. And Psalter is Psalms. That's what that means. And that's how I started that, because I was in school. I was just like, I went to school for textile engineering, so it's an engineering degree. But when I got out of college, I couldn't get a job in that field. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to try my best to do whatever I can to make something happen. And I did, but it wasn't ever climbing the ladder that I had hoped for. And so I just kind of created my own path, and that's when I started this. Kind of soon after you got into real estate, which was like a great way for us to segment into things.
No, it was perfect timing.
Yeah.
Sure. How long ago was that?
You're a little over a year and a half.
Yeah, I got in real estate in January 2020. And
Yeah.
then you got into it at the end of that year, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was something that we had talked about because we were actually building our own house. And this was kind of I was like, oh, I'm going to wait until after I build the house. And then we'll do it. Well, we were crazy. We built a house without blueprints. And boy, did I learn a lot. Mm-hmm. Without blueprints, we were the builders on it. So we were responsible for a lot of stuff. And we added a story, and it while it was probably one of the hardest things that I've done in my life, looking back, we learned a lot.
Especially for your side of the business too.
Yeah, and for your clients and my clients. So it was just a great experience, to be honest. And it's still hard right now. We're going through some things with the house, but yeah,
Sure.
It's been great.
Where did you pick up your knack for interior design?
Well, I can't say specifically where, but when I was younger, I had started cutting up like Barbie clothes. I was telling you about this one time. And I would just kind of make them into my own like outfit or whatever. And then I just always had a knack for being creative, and I just always wanted to be creative. But also I think it started much sooner than that, because I have a language disorder, and so processing auditory is always been hard for me. So growing up, I would always pick up on people's body languages and pictures and things like that better. So I think that my creative side of my brain was just always like on, and then the other part was just like, on, but just thinking a little bit different. So I've always kind of thought a little bit differently. And I think it kind of just evolved and continued, and that's when I went to get a creative degree, textile engineering, and then it just kind of grew and grew into, okay, well, if I can't get an engineering job, then I'm just going to go for it and try to get my own thing going. And
Sure.
That's when it kind of happened naturally, because it was like this opportunity of us building the house was right there, and then it just kind of happened naturally. And
Yeah, it kind of all just fell into place.
So you kind of used that opportunity building the house to understand a little more and then hone in on those skills. What was like the sales side like? What was it like adding those first few clients?
So interestingly enough, when I was job hopping is what I call it. I know it seems to be like a bad thing, but I think it's a great thing, because how do you know if you don't like something unless you try? You don't. There's no way to know. And so I think it's been the most important thing that I've done was job hop. But basically well, hold on. Let me rewind. What was the question one more time?
I don't remember.
I don't either.
It was the sales side.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so I'm
okay.
getting to that.
Perfect.
So then I would job hop. So then I was at one company, and while I was at one company, I was also walking dogs. And that's part of this story. But for the past 7 years, I've also been doing eBay. And so I continue to do those in between all my jobs, continue to just give to them. But then when I had quit one of my project manager jobs and wanted to continue to do my thing, my dog walking clients were like some of my first, and I still get dog walking clients contacting us for Colt too. It's just kind of funny, because it's like, who would have thought dog walking? But if somebody,
I guess you get a pretty good relationship with people though, and walking their dogs.
Yeah.
They trust you with the dog, they trust you with your house.
Yeah.
But that's what I was thinking. Yeah. And then it's like, okay, if someone trusts you with their dog, because a lot of times if someone's paying you to walk their dog, they really like care about the dog.
Oh yeah.
So they baby them, and if they trust you with your dog, then they trust you with a lot of other things. And I think it's about relationships a lot of time in business. It's not necessarily about what you have, because they can get that from probably anywhere. And it was just interesting because it just organically happened, and I don't know, it's been a blessing. It's just
for sure
been a blessing.
So what does the relationship between your business and your business look like? Do you
my business and hers?
Mm-hmm. Are you pretty much getting a client every time you sell a house, or?
Well, sometimes, and then sometimes not. Some clients are very, rightfully so. I mean, they've lived in the house for sometimes 20, 30 years, and they don't want the house to be touched. They're used to it the way it is, and some clients are a little bit more open or not so attached, so they're not afraid of someone coming in rearranging. Hey, you need to paint this. But some want. I always try to encourage. Hey, I know this has been your house, but we got a lot of other people coming in that are going to be looking at it. We probably need to make it as neutral as possible.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's when she's going to
sometimes
come in
that is hard.
It can be.
So you're doing a lot of the like staging side too, like before the actual transaction happens.
So sometimes I'll do that, and then after, like, let's say they're a purchaser, they'll buy the house, and then after they get settled in, they'll contact me.
Right, and my buyer clients too. Exactly.
Yeah.
So actually just recently.
Yeah, a couple of them.
Lane and Taylor, they they bought a house. And sent her. They went on your website, filled out the questionnaire. Is that right?
Because what we do is, well, most real estate agents do this, but this is something that I offer too. Is I'll decorate a little basket for them, for business owners to give to their clients, because like not everybody has time to decorate a cute little basket and give it to people. They just want to get it and go.
Yeah, for sure. That's how I feel about furniture when I move.
Yes, yeah. So. No, that's not fun either. So I just decorate his baskets, and then when I'm doing the basket, I just throw in a little gift certificate, because I give all of his clients $100 off. And that's kind of how we've just like branched into like sharing each other's clients. And it's just been interesting in the sense of it's been an easy flow.
Mm-hmm.
I think him going into real estate is what also kind of helped me do this.
Pulled you in that direction.
But also another thing is when I am decorating someone's house, we start with renderings. So I do 3D and 2D renderings to help someone like visually see what they want before we just go all in and start purchasing things. And I think when I tell them that, they're kind of like, oh, that actually would help me. Because a lot of times that's why they need someone like me, is because they can't visualize all the different maybe knickknacks that they have.
For sure. No, that makes sense. So this on the skills side of your business, what would you say was like your best skill when you started your business? Like what was that thing that made you really begin to see some success?
Well, definitely persistence. I feel like you have to be persistent. For example, one of the first things that you do when you start a business is you get your LLC, then you get your website, then you start doing all the social media, and then, everybody's different, but sometimes you don't see the growth that you want to see, and sometimes that's hard, and you're just like, is this even worth it, or, but sometimes good things take a time to evolve, and the things that you want in life, sometimes those are the hard things to get, and it's not always easy. So I just keep reminding myself of that, and I think it's kind of been a good thing because persistence can take you a long way, but I've also done things maybe that I could have done better, but at the end, the persistence
Still don't let it
is
stop
what
you.
Keeps, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
What did you say was the most difficult?
There's been a lot, of growing pains.
Would you say more with would you say there's been more growing pains with the business versus like just life in general hitting us in every direction while you're trying to grow the
That's
business?
true. Okay, that's probably true. Like balancing. So I'll be candid. We're in a lawsuit with
No name dropping.
Oh, I'm not.
Okay.
No, we're not. We're in a lawsuit with our contractor that lied about being a contractor. And so
I've heard that one before.
yeah, it's a thing. It's like a big thing. And I heard about it. There was an architect on TV, and the contractor that she worked with on all of her projects, he did some sketchy, horrible things. Anyways, it's a thing, and who would have ever thought that you need to not only ask for someone's insurance and things like that, but you also should probably ask for their license or look it up on the Secretary of State. But anyways, throwing that into the loop of when you're starting your own business and building a house on top of that, and then financially,
That's all good.
Financially, we were renting a house and paying a mortgage at the same time. That was never the plan. And then he engaged to me. So we're like entering into
engaged you.
Yeah.
I proposed to you. I engaged
You stop. See, I told you I think different. It might be a little bit more fun than normal.
Right.
But it's funny because, you engaged to me. That sounds cool though. Anyways, it was just a really stressful time.
Right.
And it's like, I kept telling myself, like, Cole, I'm going to put this off. I'm not going to do it, remember? And I was just like, no, I just need to do it, because I realized, watching other people do things, that you can sit and make excuses. And honestly, anybody can do anything. It's a matter of just doing it. Mm-hmm. So, like, for example, when he started his real estate, he had to study all these tests, and I studied with him and all this stuff. And it took him a second. Well, can I say the test?
What about it?
Took you a second to pass or something?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I already said it, so.
No, I took it like 3 times. I failed it twice.
Yeah. So,
I think that's normal, though.
It can be. Some people pass it on the
we've heard
first
some
try
people
and,
who've passed with flying colors, but
Some people are good test takers, though. That test is difficult.
it was,
I actually had one of my close friends just failed it twice. So.
Really?
Yeah, and she's sharp, super sharp.
Yeah, there's some sharp people.
She's not a good test taker.
I would fail it.
She's
to be
not a
honest.
good test taker.
But I've learned so much. I would feel it too. And I'll tell you this though, it's anybody can take the test. It's those who don't give up and keep going to take the test. And that's why I was telling Colt. I was like, Colt, be proud of yourself, because a lot of people, they would have just been like, oh, I want to be a real estate agent, and then never take the initiative to do what it takes to get there. Mm-hmm. And I think that's kind of my mentality with everything, is that I can sit here and make excuses all day and be like, okay, our house is literally going up into flames, because I was treating my house as my show house for my clients. And it's beautiful, but things are just not handled right. And I was thinking, I can either make all these excuses for that, then I got a lawsuit, then we started rescuing 6 cats off the streets nearby.
That was probably your call, huh? That was your idea?
He sealed the deal. Don't even act like...
You brought them in the house.
Yes, because I didn't want them...
In the house, it's too late.
I didn't want them to get run over.
I felt like they needed to socialize with the other ones, and then all of a sudden became attached to them.
Yeah, we made sure they didn't have the feline leukemia and all that.
Yeah.
But wrong time. Then we went to a yard sale because
we gave 3 of them away. To our credit, we gave 3 of them away. One of them we couldn't find a home for, so we kept them. I named him Butters.
Yeah, and for my business, I go to.
Attachment there.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I said some emotional attachment to the kitties.
Yeah.
Oh my
and as soon as I named it, I was like,
This is not good.
"This is not good."
Yeah, this cat lives
I was
here
like,
now.
you did this.
Yeah.
He did that.
No, that was.
You would have gave all 6 of them away?
No,
No.
I was
She
just
wouldn't
trying
have.
to
She would've kept
obey.
all 6.
No,
I was
she's
trying
got a
to
heart of gold.
obey.
She's a softie.
But it was funny because what was it that we were trying to get them all a home, but then I go antiquing a lot for my clients and yard sales and do all that stuff. Well, then we run into a dog that's got dumped somewhere, so we ended up taking in the dog.
Oh, but he was at a yard sale.
Yeah.
That's sad.
It is sad. It was
You
so
got
sad.
4 cats and a dog?
Yes.
And 2
precisely.
strays. Well,
No, we have 4 cats and a dog.
but we feed the strays every day.
They're outside.
Every day.
They do not come
They
inside.
hang
They don't
on our
count.
porch. Someone said that if you feed them, they're yours.
Oh yeah, if you feed them, cats continue to come.
Hey,
Yeah,
if they stay
they're there.
outside, I'm okay because they keep away the chipmunks. We got a groundhog. Eventually, we take that building out in the backyard. When we remove that, who knows where he's going to go? So I want to keep the cats around, keep the mice and the
knows
rats
where
away,
he's gonna
and the
go?
chipmunks.
Yeah.
Keep them out.
But
Yeah.
so it's just been
Balancing life
evolution.
and work in general.
Yeah, because life will
Life,
keep happening
work,
and
animals.
you can keep making excuses.
Yeah.
And I realized I was just like, I'm tired of doing that because that's not going to get me anywhere. And literally, it's so cliche, but you can literally do anything you want to do. You just got to do it. No one's more special than you.
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
no one's better than anybody. It's just
I really think every person I've ever met in my life, you're definitely the most persistent person in everything that you do. Seriously.
thanks.
Not the most patient person.
No, I'm not patient.
But very, very persistent. You've never given up.
Yeah,
Never.
which sometimes is good and bad. But yeah, it's been a
Fortunately,
learning
I think
experience.
for the most part, 99% of the time, you pick the right things to be persistent on. So.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
That's good. Because you're right. It can be a downfall.
Oh yeah. Yep.
What are your goals? Tell me about both you guys' goals for the next 12 months, 5 years. What's it look like?
Make money.
I hear you.
No, keeping grounded. No, we prayed about this. No, and that's the thing, because I was chasing money when I first got out of college. I was in outside sales.
Mm.
And, well,
It's
y'all
fun,
are
right?
too.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all are in outside sales.
That's a fact. I've been doing this for 7 years.
Okay, so, you have to have personality, which I think I do. But here's the thing. It's,
What did you sell?
okay, so I worked at Centos, and I would sell
curious.
uniforms.
Yeah,
And then
familiar.
from there, I would also sell chemicals and mats. I mean, I would ride on the trucks with the guys and go pick up, nasties from chicken factories. And, nasty, yeah. And I would do good, though. I did great.
I mean, imagine Mexican food being thrown into a dumpster
that's
with
the
all the
worst.
rags and stuff like that, and you find maggots everywhere.
When we would pick up their
That's what you do.
washcloths.
I wouldn't want to do it.
We would pick up the Mexican restaurant's washcloths in June. there's Bucks City. But then also after that, I don't want to name this company, but it was, we'll call it a marketing company. And y'all probably maybe, they do magazines, events, and virtual marketing. And I would sell like all kinds of things there, but I just wasn't happy. I was like, and plus it was named a weird name, but I just realized, I was like, you know what, I'm not going to chase the money, because at the end of the day,
This was all part of your job hopping journey?
this was part of my job hopping journey. Like, seriously,
You did well. You
go
did very
look at my
well.
LinkedIn.
Yeah.
But at first I was like, kind of like embarrassed. I was like, should I be embarrassed? I was like, nah, I'm not going to be embarrassed.
I think you should.
Yeah.
Just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I think you should do whatever you want all the time.
I think
Part
that
of being
too.
the entrepreneur. right?
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's just part of being your own person. Like, I was
Yeah.
there. I got into this, like, this was probably the third or fourth thing that I did before I got into this. And once I knew, like, this was me, I was in.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. Relentlessly in.
That's
sure.
awesome.
Once I figured out this industry and I saw, like, the opportunity. Because, like, in my industry, you control everything.
Yeah.
Only you control everything. Like, you make $50 a month off of a client's credit card processing, right? Well, you make $50 a month until they're not your client anymore. So you
Yeah.
either got to be not doing your job, or they have to leave you for some competitive reason in their business too. And it happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you can outpace that, you can wake up January 1st some years and have a pretty good rough estimate of how much money you're going to make
Yeah.
without doing any work.
Sure.
Wow.
And
Sure.
it's cool. I mean, I say it like that. It doesn't really work. If you wake up January 1st and you don't do any work for that year, all your clients are going to leave because you don't
Right.
answer the phone. But like,
Right.
if you can do the retention side of things,
Yeah.
and then just kind of outpace your attrition, my industry is a really, really good industry. It just takes a long time to get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
You know?
And
Like,
that's the thing. That's the key. You got to stay with it.
for sure.
'Cause
For
it-
sure.
It was hard to get your ball rolling too.
Well, real estate's a tough one too. I mean, I think the average real estate agent
He's
makes like
been
$9,000 in their first year.
Well, fortunately, and when I first got my license in 2020, and everything was going on. There was a pandemic and everything. I thought that was the worst time. It turned out that it was like the best time. And so after that, you start building the snowball. It eventually gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And it ended up being not one of but the best career move I've ever done. And
Yeah.
fortunately, I also am a tennis pro. And so I
Oh,
teach
nice.
kids, adults, and all that stuff. And that's been a great, lead generator. They're coming out there to have fun. I'm not calling some random person they think I'm a telemarketer or something
Right.
like that.
Which
you know?
is hard, and you've done that.
So yeah, that was I
Y'all
did
probably
that.
have to.
I did that all in 2020, and it was.
I never get any-
Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's really, really bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So-
I have made my due amount of calls.
Did you get a sale?
Oh yeah.
Good.
Oh yeah.
It's hard.
I've sold a bunch of
He's
those
like, oh
ones.
yeah.
Eventually, you get
Totally.
it.
Yeah, if you call enough people, everybody is.
Yeah.
If you call enough people, you will get a sale. As a fact.
Yeah.
And I called enough people. That's for sure.
That's-
When I had nothing
I
else
always
to
think
do,
it's a scam, and so I'm like never the right person to call.
I'm the best at it though.
Really?
Say there is an art for it.
There's
There
a
is-
science
it is
to
an
it.
art.
There's a science, and I'll tell you this: everybody that's cold calling out there, that's smiling, dialing, 30 seconds on LinkedIn gives you miles and miles of information to work with. Like, I've never cold called anybody and been like, "Hey, this is Bailey with the MP Group." Like, I think that's so stupid. Like, I'll call a number, I'll ask for somebody very specifically. Let me talk to Stephanie. Who is this? Is Bailey, right? Like, even just simple stuff like that. And then how you approach people is like everything. Like, think, hey, I wanted to give you this offer versus, hey, I actually came across your profile on LinkedIn. Can you connect me with somebody, or maybe you're the person to talk to yourself?
Yeah,
And they just they kick the door open wide for you. You know what I mean? So it's definitely learned. It's learned behavior. And I'll tell you this: the people that are scamming are the worst.
Yeah,
At
they're
it.
like the ones that you can
They're
just
awful.
tell,
They're just preying on old people and just preying on people
and it's
that
working. It's sad.
What?
But it is.
Yeah. My grandmother goes through that right now. My grandmother gets called by scammers every day, and she'll call us and be like, "The scammer told me to go to the bank," and I'm like, "Well, that's why you don't have any control over your own money." you
Oh,
know?
and then they have the one where they voice they changed their voice to the like your voice.
Yeah,
And then
I've
they
seen that
say
before.
like, hey, I need money. I'm trapped. Blah blah.
Oh, the people with the AI voice or something.
Yeah,
like that
I've
nowadays.
seen some
Yeah.
crazy stuff out there for sure. But yeah, I've done my fair share of smiling and dialing. That is for sure, and it's
Yeah.
not very fun.
No, yeah, it's
It's
not.
not very fun, but it's definitely learned behavior. It's
Yeah.
definitely an art.
But then also, you know, a lot of people in real estate were telling him to quit and go all in on real estate. But it was a blessing that he doesn't, because there's waves of, you know, sales and not sales. But then it's like, I used to sell lead generating systems. When you already have your leads, and these are like probably the easiest leads because you know them, you already have a relationship with them, they trust you. It's like, don't get rid of that.
Yeah, for
People
sure.
pay for that.
For sure.
So
No, yeah, I agree. Well, I think what you guys do is really, really cool. I think the symbiotic relationship between your two businesses is really, really good. And if you work it the right way, I mean, one of my friends, she's a realtor in East Cobb. She's actually a broker. And then her daughter is an interior designer, right?
Oh,
And she's
wow.
been doing real estate for 35 years probably. And her average transaction's probably $600,000 because of the market she's in, the
Yeah,
size home that
Atlanta.
she's marketing to, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And her daughter did credit card processing with us for a little while, and I know that lady was doing no outbound marketing to anyone other than existing clients of her mother's, and she was doing ridiculous. I mean,
Really?
oh yeah,
That's
she was
awesome.
doing $80,000 a month
That's
in
awesome.
interior design. So it's
A
definitely
month?
good
Yeah.
for her.
yeah. She was doing $1 million a year in interior design.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's a good field. Now, interior designers are so that's the difference. They're a little slightly different than me. Some of them have like it branches into architectural design,
Sometimes
and some of them have license.
some people like me just don't want to buy their own furniture.
I get it. I totally get it.
There's definitely space.
Thank
Staging
you
is good
for
too.
not.
No, staging is good too.
Yeah.
The staging is I mean, because then you get to make money twice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It is interesting though.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, because I was trying.
Because I don't want to. I'm dead serious. I would never go through the process of buying my own furniture
Well, the thing is,
because I would do a bad job. I would spend too much. I would spend more money than it's
definitely
worth.
would too.
Yeah.
I would do a horrible job.
Yeah.
you get stuck buying like all these different types of styles, and then you're like, wait, I like this, but it doesn't go together.
Yeah. That would
And
be me. I would buy a pool table actually. So that would be my interior.
we
design.
can work with that though.
You can.
You totally
Yeah.
can.
It'd be blank walls and a pool table in here.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Five
can
TV
make
and a
it.
lawn chair, you're good.
Yeah, and a fridge,
Yep. Have a drop light on. Off the
a
side.
microwave.
Exactly.
It'd be
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, we're good.
You just need
Interior
the
design.
essentials.
Terror is on.
I can make it work. But yeah, it was interesting too because I was trying to set myself apart from the other interior decorators, and that's when I came up with the 3D, 2D renderings. Because not all of them do that. It's usually like actual blueprints or architects that do that. And I was like, you know what? I'll just get my laser out and measure the rooms, and then bam. And then they were able to visualize it.
Once
Yeah,
you
for
put
sure.
it into your system, it's almost like CAD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It very much is
Dragging
like
and dropping
CAD.
shapes.
Yeah.
She does very good at it too, and it makes it because I'm not a very visual person. I can't walk into a room and see what could be.
Yeah,
She's
for sure.
very good at that. And when she puts it on that computer program, she did it for what I think one of our neighbors, kind of like a few doors down.
A few of our neighbors.
It was one of her dog clients, and they hired her out to do some work in the house, and she did their bedroom, like floor, wall, ceiling, everything, and it was just like, wow, that's insane. It looks exactly like the layout of their room, just different this here, different that there, and it was actually really, really cool.
Yeah, at first that was daunting though because I didn't
Yeah,
know how to
I
work
believe that.
the program. But we
YouTubed your way through it.
Very persistent.
I don't know what I did. I tell you what though, I can't really do technology.
A lot of
and,
practice though. You did well.
and we had like a lot of different technology in school, but it definitely was dated. But not like that was just different. It was just different. But yeah.
Probably made a little more sense to you too,
Yeah.
just to that part of your brain.
Yeah. I think so. I think that's what it was.
I think videos like that for me because I didn't understand the technology side of it too. but I understood content
And
in a way.
You probably enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, I knew what I wanted. Like, I knew I could tell a whole story and just think of the direction before I even touched it. You know what I mean? Like, I just kind of began with the end in mind, and it made it easy for me. But I could never do that with what you do.
Yeah.
I have 0% of that in me. Like, visually, like, I can't draw. I can't do any of that.
I bet you could. I
bet I could practice it.
I feel like you can kind of learn how to draw.
Yeah, I mean, initially, I think, as guys, I mean, I think we're very...
It's hard for us to be like, no, I'll never be able to do that.
I'll speak for myself. I'm very short-sighted.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think of, like, with most things, I don't think of the long-term thing.
Yeah.
Like, as far as, like, the end project. I see what's initially in front of me. Do I like it or not? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's a fact.
I don't really think of...
And sometimes that's a good thing, though, because you
Yeah.
don't get caught up in the details. She shows you a 3D rendering, and you're like, ah.
Yeah.
Or you're like, yeah, it's really good.
No, some people...
Just a whole 2 words. That's what you get.
Well, sometimes I have gotten the...
Yeah.
Like, oh, I like it. And I'm like, it's okay. You can hate it. Like, this is not concrete. And that's what I try to say to people. Because if I don't make them comfortable to tell me the truth, then in the end, it will be really bad.
Well, with
you shoot me an email anytime you need some feedback, because I'll let you know. Because I have no eye for it except for what is right in front of me, and I'll be like,
That looks good.
here's what I think about it.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll just give you literally my first thing that comes out of my mind,
with
Yeah.
Sheldon...
and I'm cool with that.
With Sheldon, one of your other... Well, whatever. With one of the other clients that you had...
Yeah.
Totally not the name I just said. Whatever.
We love him.
He's great. He's a cool guy.
And
But
his dog.
whatever. It was one of her other dog clients.
Another dog client.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with him, he was just like, oh, what was it? Wasn't he kind of down?
Oh yeah, it was funny. He I asked him to do a questionnaire, and on the questionnaire it was like he didn't understand, but he thought he liked bright colors, right? But then I created a Pinterest thing and a questionnaire that helps you see what you do or do not like. And he ended up pinning like all this dark stuff, like dark rooms, and like I'm like, hey Sheldon, this is not what you said that you like. He's like, well, it's a really good exercise.
Yeah.
And it was just interesting because we ended up painting his walls all dark green.
Dark green, yeah.
I don't know what I would pick. If you asked me that question, I have no idea what I would say.
Did
Do
you
you like
decorate
dark-
this room?
Yeah.
So then
Do you see how much time and effort went into that?
stop. It takes time.
Yeah. This
Wait.
was 2 sticker packs. This, I'll tell you what.
Sticker packs.
Yeah.
I do like all the...
They're
rock
all
bands
yeah.
and Hendrix, Marvin Gaye.
All
Leonard
this was just
Skinner.
like 2 packs of these
I do like Elvis.
these like show things. This I decorated.
Show them the rendering of what it's about to look like.
I will. I can do that.
Wait, who did your rendering?
My editor.
Nice.
It's a very novice rendering. It's not for the same purpose as what you do it for, obviously. So it can be rough.
So wait, what's the purpose of changing it? Do y'all not love it?
Do you love it?
Hey, that's my motto, is that I don't have to love it, but I can make it look
So
good.
you hate it.
No, I can make it look good, and that most people can't deny, even if it's not their style.
So if
that
I'm giving
it
you
looks
valid,
good.
unfiltered feedback, what do you think about this room?
I think it needs some work. But I understand. I understand.
We arrived at that same conclusion. This is what it's about to look like. So,
How about that?
yeah,
Oh,
turf
shit.
grass. This is all going to brick or painting this, and then actually where it says soup sandwich on the wall is actually getting a vinyl sticker with like an airplane. And it's going to be clouds.
Is that going to be a projector?
No. Oh, the wording. Yeah, the wording is actually going to go on this side now. Because we have to wrap the bricks around that window, and then we have a printout that goes on the outside of the window that makes it look like the inside of your house, so it looks like you're sitting in our backyard.
I am interested on
Yeah.
how this will come out. Is the fence painted?
The fence is going to be this thing
Okay.
that I painted white, yeah, and I have to take some of the bars out. It's the best scaling. It's the best because an actual fence behind there,
Yeah.
the gap when you're looking at it in the camera is about the same. It's like a little bit shallower than a human, so it makes it look like a Oompa Loompa fence when you're sitting in front of it. But this looks like it's a lot more it's a lot easier to look at behind you. We've done all that, but that's what it's going to look like.
That's exciting, though. That's
I do
exciting.
like the fold out lawn chair thing that you got.
Yeah, for sure.
With the drink holders,
I'm a
That's
fan
actually
of
funny.
the fold out lawn chairs for sure. I think we're gonna go with something a little bit more comfortable, like a rocker kind of, or like
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 one of
a
those
zero
little
gravity.
things.
Yeah, one that
Ooh,
you can't
yeah.
move, one that like floats. Because like we get a lot of this right now.
Yeah,
Especially people that are like nervous. Because
it's
like for
hard
this, it's not so bad. We're talking about you, but like if you're coming on to do like you're going to try to break a world record with us, people are like, all right, I don't know what I got myself into.
Wait,
I got
break the
invited
world
her."
record.
We broke a world record on
What?
soup sandwich. Yeah, we definitely did.
Like
What'd you
you,
do?
like someone
No,
did this a lot.
not related to that. But people, I just mean in that instance. I just mean in that instance, people are always like moving around because they don't know what we're about to do. and stuff.
Viewer
They did
record
10,000
or
twirls.
world
No, we
record?
broke a world record. I'll show you the video. I swear. Oh, it's on
But
YouTube.
hold on, what's the world record? Views?
No.
The someone
No.
saying
I think it has alcohol relation to it.
No.
No?
No, not all of them.
Most,
Oh, okay.
most, what was it? Eggs, most eggs cracked by a team of two with one hand in 1 minute.
Wait, who recognized y'all
What do you mean?
as the world record breaker?
It was a Guinness World Record is the one that we broke.
I think you have to have it.
Wait,
on
but
video.
who did they find you, or did you like say, "Hey, is this?"
I don't
thing?"
think they ever find. That would be crazy if they reached out to us and was like, "We got a world record you need to
I think
break."
they just
But
looked at the world record.
we just found some. We tried 6 of them and we only broke 1 of them.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah, it was
That's
really good
That
too.
sounds really
It
fun.
was a really, really good episode too. There's a video of me trying to eat
Well,
6
should we-
bananas in 1 minute on Instagram right now. That has like 7,000 likes.
Is
Yeah.
there a record we could like
6
try to
bananas.
break right now?
Yeah, you got saltine crackers.
No.
Oh Lord.
I tried. That's not happening.
It's like 9 saltine crackers in 1 minute. It's
Oh,
like
that would
8.
dry you out.
It's like 7 bananas in 1 minute. You could do the fastest time to eat a banana without using your hands, like peel and eat a banana, is like 35 seconds. We tried that one.
Impossible.
What else did we do?
Is there one?
Most sticky notes. I'll tell you something that you could do though. This
Okay.
was one that we tried, and women have a very strategic advantage.
Okay.
Is most sticky notes stuck to your face in 1 minute, and I think it's only like 60, but you have to stick it to your skin. So you have to start down here and go all the way up your face and like wrap it around your face. It's so easy if you watch the video and how the lady does it, but you cannot do it as a man. As a man, it is impossible. But you could definitely do that
But
one.
wouldn't girls have like less surface area?
We got less
facial
surface
hair.
area because we have facial hair.
But
I can't use
but
any
then
of this.
shave it for the contest.
And then it's going to be silky lotion, butter smooth. And then it's still going to fall off.
I don't know. I'd be strategic.
It's a
about it.
woman. It's a woman that did it. The woman is also the one that holds the banana in a minute world record.
Really?
Dude, it was crazy. She grabbed it with her teeth and like, and it was perfectly peeled. It was crazy. I'm telling you.
I could go so many areas with this.
All this is on YouTube, by the way. All this is on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and everywhere else.
That's funny.
Yeah,
That's so
it's been a good time.
interesting.
Well, tell me this on the burn the ship note. Have you guys heard the illusion burn the ship? Like the term,
Yeah.
the phrase? Did I
Yeah.
tell you about it on the phone?
Uh-uh.
Where did you hear it from? I'm curious. Because someone else came in here and said yes the other day, and they had actually heard the same phrase from somewhere different than I had heard it from.
I haven't.
Well, there's songs,
Mhm.
and then there's like movies, but then we learned about it in school.
Yeah,
And-
and I learned the same thing as you learned in school.
Yeah.
Which was Hernan Cortez, is a Spanish conquistador, and he
Right.
lands in Central America, right? And he makes all his men take all their supplies off the ships and disassemble them and put them on the beach and burns them, right? And that was his way of telling, like, however many men that he took, that we have to figure it out here or we're going to die because we're not going back. You
Right.
know, and that is our only option. And we draw that same kind of conclusion in business, right? Is there's like this light switch moment that everybody describes as, we kind of described as that burn the ship moment where you're like, I got to go all in on my business. No matter what it is
Yeah.
that makes you feel that way. Sometimes it's your logo getting done or your first client or whatever it may be. You're recognized in a magazine, you win an award. But there's a moment where everybody's like, I'm committing, I'm going all in on my business.
Yeah.
I want you to tell me and the people that are watching what it feels like to make that jump, make that commitment.
Scary. I feel like, especially recently, we've kind of had to it's definitely intimidating too, because if you're going through a lot and then you got the only thing that we have for us going, I feel like, is that we're young. So if we do make a mistake, you can just keep on going. And so I just remind myself that and that God's in control. But really, honestly, it is scary. But when it comes to, I just keep reminding myself, like, hey, like, maybe we don't have the most consistent of everything that we want happening, but if you just stay persistent and keep doing it, the most consistent people are the ones that have the success.
For sure.
Because, I mean, I feel like if you're consistent, there's no way you can fail. I don't know. Maybe not. But that's how I feel. That's what I tell myself. So,
you've always had a really go-getter attitude.
Yeah, but it can be daunting though, especially like let's say like you said, people who are watching this, maybe they're 3 months from starting out. So let's say they're the only reason why they're not starting is because of money. Well, that's daunting. But sometimes just figure out a way to do it without the money. Just start it. Just do something to start it, because you're gonna always have an excuse, even if it isn't the money. It's always going to be, but just try to put your best foot forward and just be the best that you can be to offer what you can offer.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
Yeah.
I can agree. You probably have the craziest experience in reflection of that question, going all in on your business when everybody was telling you it was the most improbable time to do that. And it turned out to be a really, really good time to get into the field that you're in. When you reflect back on that.
Yeah,
What does it feel
even
like?
myself, I was doubting it. As soon as I took the exam and February hit, I'm like, oh, crap.
Yeah, we were.
Or no, it was February. Everyone was starting to get scared. Then March, the second week of March, the courts shut down completely.
Yeah.
So no income.
Until August, until school started back. And so there was no tennis at all. I'm like, well, great.
Mm-hmm.
I have no real estate clients. And I've spent, $2,000 investing in the tests, the materials, and then an extra slam course. Anyways, and then, and then we had bills to pay. And we had food and we had to eat. And we had to go buy it and stuff. And I'm like, oh, great. Because I remember sitting there at one of the athletic stores, the Athlete's Locker in Cartersville. I was sitting there, and JP calls me. He says, hey, I'm shutting down tennis indefinitely. I said, that sucks.
Yeah.
Because I have nothing coming in with real estate.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, I had to put everything into real estate. I was
Started
making
it work.
Yeah, I was calling all these, expired listings, withdrawn listings, and then, and then calling my and then touching base with not real estate clients, with tennis clients, and just saying, hey, how's it going?
Mm-hmm.
And so then telling them I was in real estate, and eventually I got my first listing, and then second and third as the months went on. And
It was actually easier during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Which was crazy.
Call people. Yeah.
Well, that and to get clients, to the turnaround to sell was people were in need because the interest rates were so low.
It was getting to a very good time, and then
and then you started having 25 offers on every house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When you were trying to find a house for a buyer.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was a
Been through that
very,
before.
very good time to be alive as a real estate agent.
Did you buy a house recently? It sounds like.
Mm-mm. Oh no, no.
Oh, I thought that.
No.
That's how.
No, I trust me. I wanna. I'm interested. I ain't gonna.
Well, no, he's got his people already.
Well, we can be his people.
No, I don't. I have no allegiance to to a real estate person. And whoever may watch this in my network, I'm sorry. I love you. I just don't.
we love
I just
everybody. But honestly,
I haven't had that interaction yet. I mean, I have actually. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you this. I know who I would want to do my mortgage, right?
Sure.
And I've got a tremendous amount of information from them. And I've went through the process of almost buying a house.
Yeah.
3 different times. And it just doesn't, it does make sense, you know what I mean? But it doesn't make sense for me because I haven't made, right? I rent a house at a price that you can't possibly find a house that you can rent.
Wow.
It's incredible.
Sure.
And I could go get half the house for the same mortgage as I pay right now in rent
Yeah.
because of the interest rate, or I could wait for, some of your loans to start defaulting, and then maybe I'll get a little bit better deal.
That will happen, unfortunately.
It'll definitely happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
And my industry, luckily, didn't really care about COVID. I mean, if you had all restaurants and hotels, it was tough.
You're still buying.
But we didn't. We're not selling $20,000 worth of point of sale system to a taco mag. Like, that's not our client.
Yeah.
We work with small businesses.
Yeah.
We sometimes we work with independently owned restaurants and stuff like that, but we do not have a huge book of those people.
Wow.
And it made it easy for us because we just kept doing. Everybody that was like a plumber or an electrician or an HVAC guy that went out on their own and got a PPP loan and stuff, money. It's fish in a barrel for us during that time.
Wow.
They needed something.
Yeah.
It's true, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Well, I appreciate you guys coming on the podcast.
Yeah.
I enjoy you guys as people, personally.
Aw,
You guys are cool.
thanks.
Yeah,
That's
I think.
This is pretty cool.
No, I look forward to doing this again in the future in a year or two because
Sure.
I think that you guys are going to be able to build. I've seen it happen.
Really?
I've seen the real estate and the staging and the design aspect work together with some really sharp people in the past. And no, you just keep doing your thing. Where do you guys live? Where is like most of your listings? Where do you do most of your business?
Well, literally all over. Because he does commercial, too.
We live in Cartersville. And,
Oh, okay, cool.
Yes, but
Right downtown.
yeah, downtown Cartersville.
It took us, by the way, it took us 3.
Who sold you your house?
Well, I was an agent.
Oh,
so
already.
I
Okay,
found
okay.
the house for us, but another agent, obviously, was a listing agent.
It's
Who
like
was
a long
it?
story.
Bonnie Mullinax?
Mullinax.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wait.
She was.
love you, Bonnie.
No,
That
she-
was like of all the names.
But no, I mean, you say of
She's
all
a-
the names, there's like 3 of them. You was like Trish Sullivan or Bonnie Mullinax
Right.
or like
Those are big agents up
probably
there.
yourself. Yeah, there's
Well,
not a.
Oh,
There's
no,
not
I'm
a
definitely
ton.
not. No, I'm small fish compared to those people. But they've been in the business
They're in
up
the
there for
brokering
a
space.
long
So,
time.
yeah, they're in the brokering space though.
Well, yeah,
Both
the
of them,
husband
they've
and
been.
wife.
No, yeah. Oh, Wes and
Wes,
Bonnie.
yeah.
Yeah, and they're sharp.
Oh yeah,
They're super sharp.
They really
They're
are.
very, very
no,
sharp.
she's obviously a much more experienced agent than I am.
And she's also operating in a very different capacity than yourself though, because like, she's in the investment space really. She has realtors that work for her that do
Yeah.
what she used to do,
Sure.
and she still works with some of her clients one-on-one, I'm sure. But she buys a lot of rental properties, stuff like that.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Is it our? Oh, sorry. What?
You should connect with her. I can connect you with her if you want. Do you know her? Oh well,
I
I
got her
guess she
number.
listed your house. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a number.
Yeah, she's sharp.
But my business, I mean, I do commercial and residential together. So
Nice.
and I mean land deals too. But
Do you know George F. Willis? You know Ty Mitchum or Rayburn Taylor?
no,
Yeah, they both do a lot of the commercial stuff in Cartersville.
really,
Yeah,
I don't know. I've never
looking for
met
land
them.
deals and stuff like that. They
But
probably good options.
no, I mean, I don't really focus in Bartow County. I know Rome and Floyd County very well, so I've learned a lot about Decatur. I've done
A
Sure.
few commercial.
few big commercial deals down in Atlanta, and then was even helping out, the family with a land deal up in Hartwell. Became familiar with Hartwell.
So a little bit of everywhere.
So just
Yeah.
I don't care wherever there's money I'm going. So.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you guys coming. Anything
Yeah.
that I can do to help you, like I said, we're here. But I enjoy it. I think you guys are going to do some awesome stuff and build a good pipeline of turning people over to one another, and it's going to be easy.
No,
It's
I
going to
think-
get easy.
Thanks.
No,
It only
I think
gets
we-
easier from here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I think
I
we
believe
will.
that.
I appreciate
I do.
that.
Yeah,
Thank
no
you.
problem.
Thank
Cool.
you.
Burn the ship.
Burn it.
Burn the ship.